I have my answer, and then marketing has marketing's answer.
You can ask the host.
Let's be nice.
Can we go pat at marketing?
We are following through on that. Keep your eyes peeled. Hi.
Wait. Now that every archetypes are unlocked at level 20, will we see any for Pretoria?
If I have my way, I usually do.
I think that's the end of your answer.
It's a possibility.
There's been a meeting.
There's been a meeting, yes, and a document.
I've been playing City Heroes since the beginning, but I took some time off because financial and everything. So I didn't go back. The one thing is I'm liking is the costume options that have been coming out for Booster Pack. Are there more coming out? Because I would love to see more gloves or that glove but gauntlet in mechanical, because I would love to be able to show more robotic looking, and some of the stuff you have out there is kind of crap.
No sugarcoating that.
When you have a blaster, it'd be nice to have a glove that looks like
No,
a blaster.
that totally makes sense to me.
So this comes back to what I was talking about earlier about having old Steel Age assets next to new Victorian assets. It's kind of a similar vein. So we've been going through and we've been when we have a chance, we try to upgrade some of the old costume sets and stuff like that. We are working on new costume sets. We are working on new booster packs. Currently, Jay is heavily tasked with issue 20 stuff, which is why...
And issue 19 stuff.
And issue 19 stuff, which is why he hasn't, been putting out tons and tons of boosters every 3 months. So, but it is noted, it is something we want to do, and it is coming.
Cool. I apologize off again, but Paradox took over. It's been a lot of with the tip missions, and especially for the vigilante ones, great strides have been made in kind of steering the morality of your personal hero. But a lot of the tip missions seem to feel like, okay, there's a bus full of orphan puppies that you're about to blow up, but there's a jaywalker about 3 blocks down that needs to get taken down. Is there maybe with the tips that are coming in the future, are we going to be seeing a little bit more in the kind of, a little more Batman, a little less Punisher?
Yeah, you're right looking on there. There is going to be, there's going to be a tone change in some of the tip missions to fill some gaps. So.
We'll certainly bring the feedback.
But we will definitely pass on your feedback.
But we can't use those characters.
Except. Sorry for the second question. I feel about the war wall. Is the war wall between Steel Canyon and Boston ever going to come down? Those construction workers have been at it forever.
Have you wanted to buy and listen to them lately? You're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I've been sitting here forever. I'm clicking the page. I clicked about the whole lunch break. You're all guys.
I put a fine tune on the other side of that wall when it was lit for about 2 days. And I was waiting, it's like the wall's going to open. And I feel light right out of there. They're still not there.
They're on break, but they are getting paid.
It is something we've looked at in terms of the possibility of bringing down more walls in the old world, but again, it's a lot of work. We'd have to create this distant geometry for all the other zones, and that in and of itself is an expensive task. So it has to be weighed against everything else that we're doing, other initiatives that are going on in the office. So we would like to, we're hoping we can get to it at some point, but right now expanding Pretoria and supporting the end game is our primary goal.
Let's see if that's all right. Okay, great. Well, folks, that worked out pretty well. That's about all the time we have.
We got 10 minutes?
Anybody else?
Start on the side. Can we ask something?
Yeah, we can ask.
Oh, warriors.
Yeah.
I don't know what questions.
What signature character
Fusion
Back to life.
I threw you a softball and you didn't take it. Hi, hey, someone has a question.
Yeah, let's bring that up.
I was actually reminded of this question when someone mentioned heroes fighting longbow. Something that I've noticed ever since villains came out. Villains tend to fight Arachnos more than heroes do. Are there any plans to bring more Arachno-centered missions to Paragon City?
You want to have those missions in Paris? I'll tell them, I'll bring it up to the mission team.
That one's actually pretty easy to do.
I
So it's hard producing.
That's the mission architect art.
Yeah, there's new art that has to be done to that.
thought you guys were going to ask, what is the war which is Pretoria going to be like? Whatever. One person, okay.
So, I'm a returning player, and for a while I've been playing that other MMO. And they recently introduced an automatic team finder, and I've noticed coming back to City of Heroes that it's actually been very difficult to find teams for Taskforce and so on and so forth, because when I look in the team finder, it's almost complete gray. There's very few people who are actually looking for a group. And so a lot of times when I log on, I don't even think to set my own looking for teams because usually nothing comes of it. So I'm wondering if you have any improvements for team finding in the works.
Do you like that other game, automatic team finder?
Yeah.
Point well taken.
I like it too.
Another thing I always recommend to players is to make heavy use of your server's global channels. Get on the forums, find out about the global channels your servers use, and make sure to get on them. I know it's greatly...
That's too hard. You do the work for me.
Roll trade, that's what I do.
Alright, 75 month forum.
Crossover teaming, where is it on the priority list?
Yes, it's on fire.
Is that how it is?
Another question, actually.
How much does Paragon interact with the other studios at NCSoft, say ArenaNet, or intra-NCSoft support?
We actually do quite a bit. We've been to ArenaNet, we've been to Carbine, we've looked at their stuff, they've looked at our stuff. As a matter of fact, a trip to Carbine is how Pretoria came about. The feedback we got from their designers was, they liked the idea of playing with the morality and stuff and where their dark versions of the main characters. And like, yeah, they actually have an entire world of the dark versions of the main characters. So we do give feedback to each other. We're always looking at each other's designs. We're playtesting each other's games and stuff. Throwing feedback, and our feedback is trusted. Our feedback is looked upon favorably, and the feedback we get from them is the same way.
I get 5 minutes? I got 5 minutes? Oh my God. Long-time listener, first-time caller. The power pool. If you're going to put fitness as an inherent, are you going to expand power pool, give us more nifty options there?
Interesting suggestion. We've talked about it, nothing official yet.
Because I've been after a dirty fighting power pool for years.
Fighting power pool.
I got a punches someone, he's not instant.
Scratching.
That handful of dirt pile there.
Okay, we'll take the last 2 questions there, then we're done.
Real quick, Tim, have you any thoughts on any new transportation towers or reskinning them to like a flying tower? You can have like a rocket cycle or something, just to expand upon.
We have talked about all of those things many times.
We have discussed
talk to us all about time.
Story content, I've been playing this since about a month after initial release.
Wow.
I've noticed that the story content, when you're going and looking for plots for places like Darkest Story and Talos, there's a lot of really good history in there. And I was wondering if maybe further down the road in a raw list, since that's the only time travel option available, if you can open up that content, like this is what Darkest Story was before it became what we see now, things like that, where you can go back and kind of experience and try to stop what happened and maybe.
Or you're a villain in closet.
It's a very interesting idea.
Yeah, if it doesn't involve us like completely redoing the zone artwork, then it's a lot more doable.
A lot easier.
You know, we actually wanted to do like, you know, the mission where you go back to Brass Monday and you fight along Statesman and Element Power and those guys. But we were told we don't have a 1920 looking street. And I'm like, well, we just take the street. So we got all modern photo, modern mailboxes. It's like, okay, yes, it is.
Cars.
It is a Titanic undertaking of art.
Family.
Time travel.
You got moves?
Yeah, you always think it's going to be so simple, like, hey, this is a fantastic idea, right now we do it. And then we actually start laying down the asset list and we go, wow, okay, so 9 months for that one.
Do we have time for one more question? We have 4 minutes. We have time for one more.
Actually, question relating to the last question. Is there going to be like time central missions? Like EVE Online has times when everyone from all the red pirates or whatever come in and attack a station. But are you going to have like a time when, say, Ouroboros opens up a new time portal just for a limited amount of time and you can go back to a certain time in history or whatever?
No, I don't really talk about that. I mean, we appreciate the feedback.
Like an event type thing?
Yeah, like an event.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting idea.
Yeah, it's an interesting idea.
All right, well, we will, apparently we have to skedaddle since I guess there's another camera coming. But